Hello there. Peace, everybody. So, I have just finished recording my penultimate episode of Soul of a Lead Her. The season three trailer has already dropped. So I'm so excited about that. But I'm also excited about the modern day High Priestess, which is coming to Detroit. So, quick recap of the whole project and initiative. What it is a global anthology featuring 22 women from across the country and across the world who have dared bravely into telling their stories. These women are leaders, they are healers, they are transformational guides. I happen to be one of four women that are representing the Metro Detroit area. So myself, Karina Jackson, Tierra Boyd, and Janine Spencer Gilbert, are sharing our stories with our amazing and dynamic partner, Teen Hype. Shout out to Teen Hype. Thank you all so much for being our event host. And the modern day High Priestess is from the Brain Trust of Melissa Keenan. And we'll also be joined by Lauren Dickerson, Jennifer Seifert, and Trish Mickens, who is coming by way of Canada to celebrate with us. And I wanted to name some things because here's where I believe, how can I say this? Here's a harmonic convergence because this story has lived in me for well over a decade. And I didn't know where to share the story, if I would ever share the story. And without giving away too many of the gory details, but the truth of the matter, particularly in my chapter, I came in on a collision course with health, physical health, with my body, grief, losing my grandmother, and then also financial stability. I lost my job. And this all happened in the same year. And there was a lot of shame around that, guilt. How do I show up in public spaces? How do I share or not share what happened to me? I do chronicle quite a bit of it in my chapter around what Dr. Arlene Geronimus would call the weathering hypothesis, where Black women's identities in corporate spaces especially continuously get eroded away. And I was angry for a long time, which of course allows a fibroid tumor to fester and grow. Yes, I had a fibroid tumor that was maybe about 7 pounds, 5 to 7 pounds, that I had allowed to gestate in my body. And when it was removed, it was a peduncular tumor. And African American women are at greater risk for fibroid tumors than any other ethnic group. And that's just the truth. And the metaphysical or the spiritual side of a fibroid tumor is repressed creativity. I wasn't allowing myself to be fully expressed. I didn't give myself the totality permission to allow my intuitive gifts to manifest and flourish. So there's a lot of repression. And what ended up happening was it went back into my body and festered and grew. However, I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. You too, I'm sure, have a story. And this room will be activated by a story. The stories of Karina, the stories of Tierra, the story of Janine, and those stories of Jennifer, Trish, and Lauren. And of course, our high priestess of ceremonies will be Melissa Keenan, who is the founder of Hope Publishing. Now, why is any of this important? Why are we inviting you into the room? Well, it's because we understand the power of witness and the power of the feminine way, which is communal, which is ancestral, which is deeply connected to one another, witnessing. When we look back at over how societies flourish and how we have sustained, particularly in tumultuous times, and as a Black woman, when have times not been tumultuous, but I hearken back to lineage. I hearken back to creativity and culture, to being witnessed and witnessing. This is, of course, the foundation of the Me Too movement. Was the power was, in essence, the ability to say, me too. You're not alone. You're not alone in this. Yes, this horrible thing happened to you, but I see you. I see you in the pain. I see you. I see you going up against systems of oppression. I see you. I see you when you're not believed. I see you as you're challenging norms, societal norms that have violated for generations the feminine. And your powerful story is my story too. And I am witnessing this atrocity with you, but I'm also with you in the healing. I'm also with you in the overcoming. I'm also with you in your bravery. I'm with you. Yeah. So this is what the room will be filled with. It will be filled with love. I want to shout out our amazing sponsors. Thank you so much, BMW Financial Consulting, for saying yes to supporting us. Shout out to That's Business, our official media sponsor, Angela Bucciolato and Brianna M. Williams. Thank you so much. And again to Teen Hype. So to make this room complete, we need you. Not just to hear our stories, but I hope to hear your own as well. Because I know that as women, feminine leaders, healers, part of the pathway is initiation. Baby, I was initiated, and I'm sure you were too. And you are perhaps maybe the dark night of the soul. Perhaps you too have a lived experience that shook you to the core. But when you could get a bird's eye view of it, when you could zoom out, you could see just how powerful you are. You could see that there were angels, ancestors, God walking you through, the indwelling Christ walking you through something much higher and bigger than yourself. Perhaps you walked away from family of origin, you walked away from a relationship, whether it was romantic or otherwise. Perhaps you suffered a loss that you thought in the moment at the time would take you out. But you made it. And here's the thing. We make it when we can see a healed version of ourselves, when we can laugh again, when we can see what joy looks like, when we can be in community without judgment. It gives someone else hope. Me too. I can do this. I can do hard things. So I won't belabor this long, but I do invite you to join us, to witness with us, to read not just our stories, but read your story back. And perhaps with some audacity and bravery, you too become part of this beautiful literary constellation of stories, of impact, of transformation, and of love. This is sisterhood, this is community, this is the feminine way. So I am strongly encourage you, if you're watching this either in a replay or you're watching this now, share this with someone, tag a friend or two or three. Get your ticket, secure. With your ticket comes a book, and we have dinner. Yes, we have dinner for you, provided by Lux by Renee, a woman-owned, Black woman-owned catering company. And we'll be in the space again of Teen Hype. And I cannot say enough about what they do to restore, to heal our youth through literary, through theater, through music. They're exposed to every facet of production, from behind the scenes to the stage. They have their hands in every facet of it. And I cannot tell you how healing it is to be in the power seat and be the author of your own narrative and not the one that's been given to you by society. They're getting it at a very young age. How many of us have gone through life editing ourselves, shrinking, acting like things are okay when they're not, suffering the trauma, but keeping it moving anyway, because that's what's expected of us? I want to disrupt that. Healing is possible. And part of catharsis, yes, of course, therapy, I highly recommend it, but also the written word, also storytelling, also witnessing. Witnessing has substantial power. Join us. Join us as modern day high priestesses. You are a priestess in your own life. gift someone who perhaps has a story that they too have been sitting on for a while. Liberation, part of the tools of liberation are imagination, and I believe that wholeheartedly. Please join us. Join us in this celebration of life and this celebration of sisterhood, but also the celebration of triumph, but more to the point, a celebration of story. Because I can guarantee you that within these stories lives your story too. And bring someone, because I know we're in group chats. We've been moving through some things. We are in a time and a regime that is so desperately suppressing Epstein files, suppressing the missing Indigenous women, suppressing our trans family, murdering, um, annihilation. Hello, Gaza, Sudan, Congo. Anti-Semitism is at a all-time high, where many of our Jewish brothers and sisters are, yes, standing in solidarity with the Palestinian liberation movement, but also in many cases at their own peril, or they're simply um, being targeted because they exist. We know that resistance cannot stand when there is unity. And there is unity in our story. There's unity in our shared humanity. And I invite you to come join us and witness that. So with that in mind, I will bid you adieu, but share this video, tag someone in it. I love you. I'm hoping to see you soon. Again, at Teen Hype, April 27th, which is a Monday from 6 to 8 p.m., you will be in a healing chamber, a sacred temple for story and liberation, with love, with food. You know, the tourists love school. We love food. But more than that, we love love, we love community, we love opulence, we love radiance, and all of that will be in the space, that and more. But we can only do that with you there. So please put this in your group chat. Tag someone who has an incredible story, and be in this room, in this space of love, connection, community, and storytelling. This is probably one of the most human acts that we can do, is to be a witness to one another, to share our truth, knees knocking, maybe a little afraid, but in the words of Celie from The Color Purple, I may be Black, I may be ugly, but Lord have mercy, I am here. I am here, baby. And so are you. All right, beloveds, bye for now. And I look forward to seeing you on April 27th at Teen Hype for the Modern Day High Priestess. Bye for now.